on that KZN State of the Province address and reaction from Sanco in KZN. Mr. Cele, thank you so much for staying on the line. If you may continue with answering that question about those challenges on the backdrop of the SOPA.
Yes, I was just saying, in order to rebuild this province from all those challenges, billions of rands have been spent by the government of KwaZulu-Natal and the national government in order to get back the businesses back to the working order that they were before all those force majeure took place. Because most of these, as you stated them upfront, are force majeure which the government cannot really control, because the riots and the floods that took place, which devastated a lot of families, and all of those families had to be placed in proper shelters. They have been re-accommodated in different homes, etc., etc. So as a result, as the organization that represents the dwellers of KwaZulu-Natal, we were very appreciative of the government of KwaZulu-Natal showing to be a caring government when they had to prioritize their budget to do things which they had not initially planned for.
Now, you know, there are those challenges also that aren't man-made, of course, that we can acknowledge. But then there are those challenges that are also man-made, and they're man-made because officials aren't, or some officials aren't doing their jobs. If we take a look at the 3 KZN municipalities which are under administration, when we look at Umzinyathi district, when you look at Utugela district, the Mpofana district, and of course the Msundizi municipality, which is also under administration for 5 years, up until last year, and they needed another extension for administration. Shouldn't the Premier also have focused on those kinds of challenges as well, when you've got a number of municipalities that are just failing?
No, the Premier did speak about the municipalities. Remember, part of the speech, she stated that coming to 2022, there were about 31 municipalities which were at risk at that time. But as we speak today, we only have 14 municipalities, and we also had about 11 municipalities which were categorized as dysfunctional municipalities. But as we speak today, we have only 7 municipalities which are categorized as dysfunctional. So that counts for a huge improvement by the government as we speak of today. Those 2 municipalities that you spoke about, those 2 district municipalities, of course, unfortunately, we cannot shy away from the fact that there's a lot of incompetence at play there in terms of managing those 2 district municipalities. Unfortunately, the citizens of those districts continue to elect incompetent IFP leaders to continue to lead them. We hope that at some point, for those citizens of Utugela and Umzinyathi district municipalities, at the right time, they will do the right thing for themselves and elect responsible political parties to lead them. Whereas when it comes to Mpofana, a local municipality, that is a very small municipality which is very poor, which has no economic activity which is taking place at all. We therefore believe that it is prudent for the COPTA to then install or instill the administrative government there in order to assist that municipality.
I mean, no matter how small the municipality may be, any municipality under administration should raise concern and should be addressed immediately. And albeit there are some improvements in decreasing those numbers of municipalities that are under administration, I think the goal is not only to not have municipalities that are under administration, but have very effective, successful and fully functioning municipalities. The gap between under administration and that is quite vast. Now, the Premier has painted a pretty rosy picture of the province, but I mean, if you look at the deteriorating sea conditions, for instance, 6 beaches were closed during the Christmas period. This is money that could have gone to tourism of that local economy that wasn't received. There also seems to be some sort of a disconnect in between what was said and what is actually being felt on the ground when you go to some of these areas as well.
Yes, of course, we do not deny that there are areas of weaknesses which need to be improved. But we need to celebrate where there have been areas of improvement, as we have clearly stated that, for instance, as we speak today, at least about 12 provincial public entities have received clean audits. Also, about at least 10 government departments received clean audits. Those are all the wins that we must celebrate. You know, as a province, of course, we must not look like our problems. The problems are there, and there are plans in place to address all of those problems. So we are very much grateful that we understand what the plan is. We understand that the government is working hard in order to address all of those challenges, including the issues of unemployment, which is an elephant in the room. As we speak, the government of KwaZulu-Natal has got an employment initiative which is called Sitesha Wire Wire, which has employed thousands and thousands of job seekers, the youth and the ones above the age of 35, on the basis of them meeting the requirements of the job. So that deals with the issue of transparency. It shows that in KwaZulu-Natal, there are no job hoppers. Only those people with who meet the requirements of the job get employed. So those are good things that we really need to clap for, which the government of KwaZulu-Natal is working on.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening and for giving us that feedback. That was Sizwe Cele, who is the Provincial Secretary of Sanco in KwaZulu-Natal.